Okay, here we go. Properties of parallelograms. Okay, definition. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral. What's a quadrilateral? 4 sides. What would be 4 equal sides? What would that be called? 4 sides is a quadrilateral. What is it called if it has 4 sides that are equal to each other and has equal angles? No, but that would be a triangle. That would be true. If it has equal sides and equal angles, it's called a regular polygon, which is what we're going to be spending a lot of time on, is regular polygons. Polygons that have the same sides and the same angles. Okay? So this is just a quadrilateral, 4 sides. You did good at naming that. All right. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral with both pairs of opposite sides parallel. Make sure you're paying attention to those arrows. Those arrows here, I have one set of arrows telling me that QP is parallel to RS. And then when I look on the other side, I have 2 markings. So that tells me that QR is parallel to PS. 2 sets of parallel lines. All right, here's some more definitions and then we can get right to the work. These are the properties about parallelograms. Opposite sides are congruent. Hey, that's some free information, you know, right? Opposite sides, look at the markings, are congruent. Opposite angles are congruent. Look at opposite angles. That's free information when I'm trying to figure out my algebra. Opposite angles are congruent. I wonder if you can tell me what the next one means. Number 3, consecutive angles. What's it mean to be consecutive angles? There you go. You just gave me my 2 answers. Consecutive means next to each other, and supplementary means 180. Consecutive angles. So this means next to each other. And supplementary means 180 degrees. What's 90 degrees? If a supplement is 180, a complement is 90. Complementary angles. Okay, so if I have 2 angles that are right next to each other on a parallelogram, then I know that these are going to add up to 180. The last thing that we have is the diagonals bisect each other. The diagonals, look at the markings on the diagonals. They're telling you they're bisected because they are equal to each other. RM is congruent to PM, and QM is congruent to SM. All right. Example 1, using properties of parallelograms. FGHJ is a parallelogram. Find the unknown length. Can you find JH and JK? Use your properties up above. Look for JH. Look for JH and look for your properties up above. When you find an answer, I want to know what property you're using. JH. I'm looking for JH. How much is JH? I want to know what property you're using to tell me that this is 5. What property says that? The first one, opposite sides are congruent. Are you looking at your notes? Look at number 1. It says opposite sides are congruent. How about JK? How much is JK? I want to know what property tells me that JK is congruent to GK. Very good. You sound like you're from Harry Potter. Diagon alley or diagonal? That was good. The diagonals bisect each other. Example 2. Properties of parallelograms again, using those properties. PQRS is a parallelogram. Find the angle measures. Try this one. Use your notes on the other side. You've got 4 properties. Look at the 4 properties and figure out how you're going to get some answers here. Oh, very good. You know what R is? Tell me what property you use to find angle R. R. Opposite angles are congruent. All right. So we know that's 70. All right. 3. There's two ways you can think about this. Two ways. Try to get an answer first. Let's see if you can try to get an answer first. And you can use the property on the other side. Or you can use something from 6.1. How'd you get 110, Bree? Exactly. Consecutive angles are supplementary. That means that angle P plus angle S equals 180 degrees. 70 plus, we'll say it's X equals 180. And I'm sure Bree didn't go and do all that work. She just knew 180 minus 70. That's one way you could have done it. Did you get 110?
No.
Okay, so today's rules about parallelogram properties is that you have consecutive angles. They add up to 180 now. 180.
Well, I did the E and R, and I added those two up.
Okay, good. I'm going to go with that. What'd you get when you added those up? Yes, because there's another way to do this. What else did you try? Do you know what angle Q and S are? No. How do we represent the unknown in algebra? So I'm going to call this X. Opposite angles are congruent. They're both X. So I'm going to say 140, those two angles, plus X, plus X. Question is, how many degrees are in a quadrilateral? 360, right? A quadrilateral has 360 degrees. We learned that in 6.1. And you could have solved it this way. You would have 140 plus 2x equals 360. Let's see if we get the same answer. 2x equals 220. Divide by 2. And we get the exact same thing, 110. Yes, it is. But you weren't here for 6.1, so you didn't have that option to think about it that way. But your new knowledge is, if triangles have 180 degrees, quadrilaterals have 360. And this is why. I have this quadrilateral, okay? I can go to a vertex and I can create diagonals myself. I can't go to this one because it's part of the figure. I can't go this way because it's part of the figure. But I could go to this vertex over here. What's this shape right here called? What is it? It's a triangle. Well, how many triangles do you see? How many degrees in one triangle? What's the sum of the angles of a triangle? So I could just do 180 plus 180 and know that a quadrilateral has 360. Okay? You need to go back and fill in your 6.1 notes. The video is all posted. So that's how we know today that a quadrilateral has 360. Good job in using today's properties. Okay, one more, then you're going to start. Oh, did we do Q yet? Q, yes, is 110. All right. Example 3, algebra. Bet you didn't think you were going to be doing this much algebra and geometry, did you? Okay, here we go. PQRS is a parallelogram. Find the value of X. Okay, here we go, Boston. That's okay. I don't care about the final answer. I don't care. I want to know what you were thinking when you did the problem. Tell me what you were thinking about when you started this problem.
Well,
Good.
opposite sides of the unit.
Okay.
I did R 120 and P 120. And I'll do the same thing as you did on the top one.
Okay, hold on. I want to set it up. Help me set it up. Because I'm sure that somebody else did it another way as well. But everything you're saying so far, I agree with. So tell me what to write. And what was your next step on this one? So you basically minus 240 then. There's 120 and 120. And you probably got 120. Did I do my math wrong? No. Did you get 3x equals 120? Hello. Thank you.
And then I put 6x equals 120.
Sweetness. And yeah. What'd you get?
I got 20.
Okay. So I know somebody else did it a different way. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. Even if you didn't get the right answer, I liked hearing your process. Okay, who did it differently? Anybody else do it differently? Kenny? Okay, well, I want to hear what you did. Okay. Yes, it's good to have that vocab. Very good. So would you tell me what you wrote down then? Consecutive angles are supplementary. I love it. Keep going. Yes, I heard everything you said, but you had to have known that 3x plus 120 before you subtracted 120 and divided by 3. I'm sure you were thinking about the consecutive angles add up to 180. Yeah. Did you write everything down, or did you just kind of, just curious, your answer's correct. Did you write stuff down, or did you just put x equals 20? Good. Okay, did anybody else do it any differently than consecutive angles or the sum of the angles of a quadrilateral is 360? No? Okay, homework.